Leo, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing? What is good with you? It's time to go ahead and knock out your main monthly reading for December 2025. So, if any of you are in need of a personal reading, all the information on how to go about doing that is in the description of this video. If you are catching this video in the month of November, remember we are running our Black Friday sale all November long. This is being recorded in November, that's why I'm talking about it. That's the way we do it every year. And we do have a couple of tricks up our sleeve for actual Black Friday. But if you're interested in checking out the sales that we're running in the month of November, if you want, you can go straight to my website, tarotwithrich.com. But I do have a link for that right down here in the description. All right, let's jump into this. Let's see how things are looking with the singles and your love interest. Now, one thing I've been having to kind of make clear here lately is that when I'm talking about your love interest, this is not somebody that you have a past history with, okay? Every now and then a reading comes across my desk where somebody is asking about their current love interest, and then they indicate that they dated in the past. That's not a current love interest, that's a past person, okay? This is not somebody you have had a history with. It's somebody that you're interested in dating now, okay? So let's see what's happening in December. Single Leos and the person they're interested in. What's happening, man? How's it looking? How's it looking? Boop-boop-dee-doop-boo. Five of Swords reversed. What in the world? That's kind of weird. Hang on. I think I know where this is going. Hangman reversed. A pretty common card to come out for this particular energy. So, Lovers reversed, yep. At one point, I think you were very, very determined to make something happen with this person. Very much so. And now, just not so much for some reason. I think that this, I don't know, with the Death card here and the Lovers reversed, maybe it's just getting to a point where you just don't care anymore. And you're about to just completely, I feel like you're about to ghost this person, aren't you? Because it's getting to a point where you don't care anymore, but I mean, you're also starting to get pissed off, I think. And it's, you know, nothing wrong with that. You should. If this person's been stringing you along, beating around the bush, I see that with your current love interest. I know it sounds like, if you watch all of my videos, it sounds like I'm just a broken record and I just say the same things over and over and over. It's because that's what happens. Like, literally, that's what happens. You should see the readings that I do. When 8 out of every 10 current person readings has been stringing on for months and months and months and months and months and going nowhere, you know? So that's apparently, from what I've learned over the past few months, that's happening out there in the dating world at great length. And then that won't sustain itself forever, though. Eventually, you'll just get tired of it and let go, or just start getting so pissed the fuck off that you blow up and pop. I don't blame you for either one. Now, energetically speaking, and, you know, in the grand scheme of things, it would be best to not let it pop off into a bunch of drama, because all that's going to do is create a karmic tie. It's going to fuck up your path, but, you know, it happens sometimes. So, yeah, I just really think that you're starting to lose interest. I think you're going to ghost this person. You're going to make sure it hurts, aren't you? I think you're going to try to make it hurt. If they're going to string you along like that, you're going to make sure it hurts. I think you're going to ghost them. Some of you may even go as far as to like set them up or something like that. I know that's not all of you, but I feel like there's one or two of you that's going to say, hey, why don't you meet me at this place 2 hours away, and then just ditch them. Let's see how they feel about you, dude. Let's see what signs I have on the table. Some of y'all could be dealing with a fellow Leo, but I feel like that's your energy, just drained as shit from this situation. I also have Cancer, Scorpio, Gemini, Leo again. But, could be anybody. Those are just energies. Let's see how they really feel about you. How's this person really, truly feel about Leo? What are their truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions? 10 of Pentacles. Okay, so this person lives life on the surface. Very materialistic and superficial. But when it all comes down to true love, like a true, genuine love connection, I think they've given up on that. I think they've given up on that altogether. So this is the kind of person that wants a relationship that looks good on the outside without all the work, the energy, and the effort that it takes to connect really deep on the inside. Now, as no matter how that sounds on paper, that's just not realistic. It ain't realistic. You ain't gonna find that's gonna sustain itself for very long. Not really. Not really. Every once in a blue moon, you'll hear of a couple who, gets a little connection going like that kind of floats along for a good little while, but eventually it ends up crumbling to the ground. So honestly, I really think that deep, deep down, this person wants what we all want. They want to settle down. They want long-term, stable commitment, happiness, love, and everything else. But World card reversed, they have unfinished business with someone in the past. And I think they've just given up on love. They've just given up on it. So, yeah. All right, well, let's get some advice. What advice do we have? What's the advice? I'm gonna grab that super chat here in a minute. I can't let that disrupt my flow. Hang on, I'm flowing. What's the advice? Gotta have a conversation, man. Let's get 3 shuffles. Here's 1, 2. Let's see. Franco TV. Appreciate the super chat. Thank you. Yep. Have you all had the conversation? I know nobody likes hearing that, And when I have clients on Zoom calls, that's always a touchy subject. But, after a certain point, I had a conversation. I had a Zoom call client today. And we got to talking about this. And they had a very unique situation that made me step back and look at it a little bit differently. Maybe we can try, and maybe you've already done this, though. If you've already done this, then don't worry about this. But at least let's meet in the middle and bring your concerns to the table. Can you at least give me a little bit better of an idea as to where this is going? I'm not saying we got to be fucking married tomorrow, but god damn it. I'm not going to sit around and wait forever. If this has been stringing along for 4 months, 5 months, come on, give me a crumb here, something. And then if you bring your concerns to the table and they're completely ignored, that's when you want to go ahead and step away. But I get it. I get how pissed off you are. I get how annoying it is. But doing something that's going to intentionally hurt them, you got to be real fucking careful with that. Because that will create a karmic tie. And while it may feel good in the moment, I get it. I'm not saying it don't. Oh, it feels real good to give somebody a taste of their own medicine. It feels real good. We all love it. We're humans, right? But that's going to create a karmic tie. And it may feel good in the moment, but that's going to fuck up your energetic pathway for 2026. It just is what it is. You know, energy, frequency, and vibration doesn't give a shit. The universe does not break its own laws because of your intentions. Energy manifests the way energy manifests. It's kind of like this flame right here. Do you think this flame gives a shit if you're a good person or a bad person? Or if your feelings are valid or not? No. If you touch it, it's going to burn the shit out of you. It doesn't care. That's just the way that frequency vibrates. Doesn't mean that you're a good person or a bad person. This flame vibrates at a very specific frequency, and if you touch it, it's going to burn you. If you create a karmic tie, even if you are totally justified, doesn't matter. Energy manifests the way it manifests. So just handle it however you want. We're all grown adults. Just be careful. All right. Current long-term relationship. So if you're not in a long-term relationship, this is not for you. If you are in a long-term relationship, but the two of you are not experiencing any problems, this is not for you. This is only for my sun, moon, rising, and Venus, Leo, friends, and family who are currently in a long-term relationship that is suffering from challenges, problems, and issues. If you're in a relationship that has no challenges or issues, why do you even know my name? You shouldn't even be here. You shouldn't even know who I am. Go enjoy your love life. Go have fun with it. I don't have anything for you. Go have fun and enjoy your life. Let's see how the energy's looking. How's the energy looking in December? Oh, damn, dog. Straight out the gate. Can you guess? Can you guess what came straight out the gate? Boom. You ain't got to be a rocket scientist to figure out what's going on there, do you? You ain't got to be a goddamn grilled cheese scientist to figure out what the hell's going on there. That means this is crashing and burning. What that means. Thank you, Lillian, for the super chat. Appreciate you. Let's get 3 shuffles. There's 1, 2, and 3. Oh, yeah, I forgot I can heart those now. I forgot about that. So this okay. Yeah, this is going to be kind of unexpected because it looks at first like y'all are about to turn a new leaf, right? Like, I don't know if there's some kind of intervention or you all really sit down and have a come to Jesus moment or what, but it really looks like you're starting to work through this. Okay, well, it's just like forming or breaking any habit, cycle, or pattern. It's not something you're going to do overnight. Like when you finally decide that you're going to put down your favorite junk food, you know, Oreos or chocolate chip cookies or pizza or whatever the fuck it is. You know, you may be real confident right there in the beginning, but one day, real soon, that craving's going to hit you because you're in the middle of breaking a cycle. Well, it's looking like y'all are about to turn a new leaf. Y'all are sitting down and having a serious conversation, agreeing to work through this. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this is crashing and burning. It's not lasting very long. And I have a feeling that a fairly significant... Have you done this a few times? I know not all of you, but I feel like some of you have done this a time. Yeah. Ain't very many ways to interpret that. There's not really a way to twist that. That's crashing and burning. Damn, dog. Okay. Well, let's see how they feel about you and what their energy intentions are. Current long-term partner Leo's dealing with. What are their truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions? Eight of Swords reversed. Six of Wands. So they, in their mind, they feel like they're seeing through the bullshit, whatever that means. Like they feel like they are seeing the red flags. And they may feel like this relationship is holding them back from reaching their full potential. This person has serious self-confidence, self-esteem issues, and has a little bit of emotional codependency deep, deep, deep down in there. You know? This honestly, you know what, this is so strange. I don't know if I've ever seen this come through like this. But how am I going to, I don't even know how to explain this. This feels like somebody who has felt suppressed for many, many years. And now they're finally breaking free to be their true, authentic self. Does that make sense? Like they have been suppressing a major part of who they are. And it's now it's all exploding out and coming to the surface like, this is who I really am. Now I have the confidence to be my best self. And I'm no longer letting you hold me down. And that type of energy, I don't even know how to explain that, honestly. You know, the longer you follow me, you will hear me. I like to develop structured, like talking points, lectures and stuff like that. Whenever I see something that comes through over and over and over and over and over again, I'll come up with a good structured way to explain it. And yeah, sometimes I sound like a broken record because it fucking comes through all the time. But when I've never seen something come through like that before, I haven't prepared a way to explain it. So I don't even know if that does it 100% justice. You know what I'm saying? So I just really feel like this person has been repressing a lot of who they are for a very long time. And now in their mind, for whatever reason, they feel like they're seeing through all the bullshit and breaking through all the barriers and, you know, awakening and whatever the fuck. Does that make sense? Anyway, emotional immaturity I'm seeing here. Not a very good communicator either. Horrible communicator. People who repress themselves are typically terrible communicators. If you were a good fucking communicator, either A, you wouldn't be repressing who you are, or B, you're just a fucking liar. If you're a good communicator, there's no reason to repress who you are unless you're just a fucking liar, you know? So, anywho, yeah, I think this person, they don't even know how they feel. They don't know if they're in love with you anymore. I think this is kind of like, this feels like that energy of, I wanted to be in love with you, but I'm just not. Some days I think I am, some days I'm not. Flippy floppy, back and forth. Let's see what signs I have here. Again, some of you dealing with a fellow Leo. I also have Aries, Pisces, and that's it. But, you know, it could be anybody. Those are just energies. Let's get some advice. What's the advice for Leo and the current long-term partner? For those of you who have been on and off with this person, I know that's not all of you, but I know it's some of you. Stop opening the door for this person. I don't know who needs to hear that. The more you go on and off with someone, the more comfortable they become waltzing in and out of your life. And the longer you let something go on and off, the longer it's going to take to break that cycle. I did a reading for a client earlier who was in an on and off relationship for 15 years. And they're wondering why the person is so obsessed with them. And I had to tell them, it's not that they're obsessed with you. It's just that you've shown them over and over and over for 15 years that they can manipulate their way back in your life. So if it's worked for 15 years, they are absolutely 100% confident that they're going to be able to do it again. So they're not just going to give up like that. It's not going to happen. Oh, no. However long that cycle has gone on, it's going to take that much longer to break it. And here's another thing, too. Okay, I'm going to throw out example numbers. Let's say, for example, you've never spent more than 6 months apart. That's just an example number. You're going to have to go longer than 6 months. You're going to have to show this person it's different this time. It's probably going to take at least a year before they get the message. Right? So, anyway, I know that's not all of you, so let me see what else wants to come out. Well, I mean, the only thing you can do is your best. That's all you can do. All you can do. In order for a life partnership to sustain itself, it is a constant, never-ending growth and evolutionary process. End of discussion, end of story. There's no way around that. There's no exception to that. It's not just one person's job. It's not just the other person's job. Both of you have to be growing and evolving together. All you can do is make sure you're growing and evolving as a person. That's all you can do. And if they're not growing with you, there's nothing you can do. Nothing you can do. I would just recommend, though, that if the universe kicks the tower over, listen to the universe. Listen to it. Listen to it. When the universe closes a door in your face, don't kick it back open. I promise you the universe is going to slam it in your face again. And if you kick it back open again, it's going to get slammed in your face again. And if you kick it back open again, it's going to get slammed in your face again. Trust the path that the universe puts you on. Okay? Unless you want to keep spinning around in circles for the rest of your life. And some couples do that. Some of them do that. I know a couple I've told y'all before that's been on and off for 15 years. And then they in the middle of that 15 years, they got married and divorced. And then have been on and off like fucking countless times since then. And they went back on, I think, earlier this year. And then about a month ago, they went back off again. And I'm snooping around. I'm like, okay, how long are they going to be off before they fucking go right back on again? And now they're at that little stage where first their relationship statuses said single. And now their relationship statuses are hidden. It doesn't say anything. It's like, yeah, here we go. Here's the beginning of it right there. That's the beginning of it. First it was single, fucking single. Now, I'm not putting a relationship status. Means y'all are talking again. Come on now. Come on now. I bet you by January they're back on again. And it's just gonna keep looping around on and off and 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 humans, I don't get them. Anyway, all right, gear shifting time again. Let's see how the energy is looking generally for the singles. Single Leos, how's it looking? How's it looking? How's it looking? Anything good coming in? Anything bad coming in? Anything new coming in? Anything old coming in? Anything coming in at all? Ooh, what's that all about? What's that all about? The devil card, that's what it's about. Yeah, I knew it. I wasn't going to say it. I swear to God, I wasn't going to say it, but the card came out. You're going to be tested. Yep, you're being tested. The good news, though, is that you're tested when it's time to level up. So this is not an uncommon thing to see. I see that a lot in the personal readings, a whole lot. A whole lot. You know, and like I said, the good thing is it's time to level up, but you're not going to level up without being tested. Don't conflate lessons and tests. People sometimes say, when am I going to be done being tested? I've learned so many life lessons over the past 5 years. Well, if all you've been doing is learning lessons, you haven't even started being tested yet. A lesson and a test are two different things. First, you learn the lesson, then you're tested on it. That's the way it works. You're not tested on something you haven't experienced before. And I think the next person you connect with, there's something here that strikes a nerve. Something that makes your spidey senses tingle. Something that makes you a little bit nervous. Triggers your defenses. Because you've been there before. You've heard that before. Been there, done that, bought the t-shirt and the beer koozie, stepped in that dog shit before. And you got to watch out for that loneliness energy, man. That'll get you every time. When you connect with people out of loneliness, that'll get you every time. That'll get you every fucking time. So, okay. Yep, you're being tested. Person doesn't have the best intentions in the world, and you know this, or at least you feel it. Something feels off. Something's making you nervous as hell. Could be a Capricorn for some of you. Also have Taurus, Cancer, Sagittarius, Libra. Could be fucking anybody. I got Aries and Leo here. Those are just energies. Let's see their feelings, energies, and intentions. Materialistic. Lives life on the surface. Wow, this is a very confused individual. It may not be as cut and dry as they have one ulterior motive, or, you know, I just think this is a very, very lost and confused individual. I don't think they have good intentions, but I don't think it's as cut and dry as being able to narrow it down to what their intentions are. Like for example, they just want a sex-based connection. You know, that's cut and dry. I just want a sex connection, so I'm going to blow whatever smoke up your ass I need to blow to get a sex connection out of you. You know, that's cut and dry to the point. It's not that cut and dry with this person, I don't think. I think there is some of that in there, by the way. I also think for some of you, maybe this person possibly struggles with an addiction issue. and your average drug addict or just any kind of addict, is very, very lost in a convoluted pit of emotional anomalies that they don't even fucking understand. And that's why they turn to goddamn drugs. It numbs it, Don't get me started on that. That's a different topic. But, yeah, no, they don't have the greatest intentions in the world. But they're also very fucking broken, too, at the same time. They don't know what the hell they want. They don't know. They have no idea. They want something, but they don't know what it is. What do you want? I don't know. When do you want it? Now. That type of energy. And that ain't going to go very far. It's not going to go very far. So, these are really slippery situations. Let's see what advice wants to come through. My hands are usually pretty tied with the advice when you're being tested. But we'll see if anything wants to come through. I knew that was going to come out. I knew it. This energy shouldn't be there. That energy should not be present. It should not. The question is, how long are you willing to put up with it? You have a very small window of time to develop transparency with someone in the beginning. A very small window of time. Very generally speaking, it's within the first month. In the beginning of the first month. Now, there's exceptions to everything. Nothing is definite. Nothing is 100%. So just to make room for exceptions and margin of error, I'll say 60 days. But 95% of the time, 60 days is entirely too excessive. But just to make room for everybody, 60 days. That energy should not be there. Something feels off. Something doesn't feel right. You got a very short window of time to figure out what it is. 90% of the time, if you don't figure out what feels off in the first month, you're never going to figure it out. Ever. And again, to be generous to everybody, I'll put a bonus month in there. 60 days. I've never personally witnessed. Now, I'm open to it. Hey, I've been doing this for a long time. I've read for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of clients. I do see miracles happen. I do see firsts. I do see very unusual things come across my desk from time to time. But when it comes to the energy between two people and the transparency, I've never personally witnessed a relationship begin, transparency not be initiated in the first 60 days, and it end up turning successful. I've never seen that happen. It shouldn't happen. Because if the two of you are actually connected at that level, by default, there won't be any confusion. Confusion is a result of one thing and one thing only, an energetic disconnect. When you're connected at that level, there is no confusion. There's just not. It just doesn't happen that way. Right? It's like when something is less dense than water, it floats. By default. That's just the way it fucking works. That's just what happens. It's just the way it happens. So if you all are not connected at a deep enough level for there to be transparency, I'm not saying you're supposed to know each other like the back of your hand. I'm not saying you're supposed to be getting married next week. I'm saying you're supposed to know how they feel about you, what their intentions are, and you should know that you can trust them. If that's not established in the first 30 to 60 days, I've never seen a relationship like that flourish. I never have. Could it happen? Again, I'm not closed off to it. I'm not closed off to it. I see crazy miracles happen all the time in my line of work. But that's one I've never seen so far. Never. So if you could figure out how to make that happen, you'd be the first that I've seen personally. So, yeah, don't be afraid to walk away from something that doesn't feel right. Be careful getting into a relationship just because you want to alleviate your loneliness. And be very fucking careful getting into a relationship with someone just because they make you feel so good that you forget about all your problems. That feeling is not going to last long. Even when you attract your divine life partner, that feeling is not going to last long. If that is the only feeling that's driving the connection, there's not going to be anything driving it after a few months. That explosive feeling of emotions, the fireworks, the cupcake phase, the intense high that you get off of meeting a new person, that feeling is not love. That feeling doesn't last long. If that's the feeling behind the wheel, within 6 months to a year, there's going to be nothing behind the wheel. That's going to fucking veer off the road and crash. It's not going to be there no more. Okay? All right, y'all. I feel like those were the messages that my Leo family needed to hear. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget, information for personal readings is all down here in the description. All right? I'm out of here now, y'all. I will see you sometime between now and the rest of all eternity. Stay blessed.